Hello, welcome to another day in the life of TLE. I wanted to give an update about starting treatment this week. So, my doctor basically mentioned that he wanted me to start a new chemo or possibly have my spleen removed because that's the area that the spots were showing up in on the PET scan. And I'm feeling a bit anxious about it, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video because this has been a long journey, and there have been some uncertainties as well as quite a few setbacks, and so I have been trying to feel somewhat settled about moving forward, but unfortunately, I am struggling. I'm struggling because I am concerned about the side effects and just my overall health and stability at this point. And it may sound weird because the whole purpose of treatment is to get healthy. However, when you've had quite a few setbacks and when you've been in limbo for the last 7 to 8 months of life and having to make very serious decisions about procedures and things of that nature, it comes a time where you have to find something to give you strength and as well as the piece that you need to proceed. And that's that. In addition to that, I'm just not really interested, and this is a very real moment. It may come across as superficial, but it's really real for me right now, and sometimes I think it's important to just be honest about how you feel and what you're thinking as it relates to treatment and things of that nature. So, the thing about the regimen that they're wanting to start this week is that I think I mentioned this as well, that it is quite like the first regimen I had, which was ABVD, and ABVD did a number on me, and I'm just not really looking forward to that. I just finally, my hair is growing back, my skin is coming back to its normal complexion, my nails are no longer black, and they're, getting back almost. My fingernails are, but my toes are still suffering. And it's been over a year since I started that treatment. Just, the sickness and the nausea. And in addition to being nauseous, I also had a very gross situation. And I did a lot of spitting because I was producing a lot of saliva. And it was a bit debilitating because it was embarrassing to go in public or to be sitting out or to be just talking to people and you're having to constantly spit. And spit and me were just, it's not a fun thing for me. So, not looking forward to that. And I was never able to really get a gauge on what was actually causing that. I had taken so many different medications, and not only was I, sick from the actual chemo, then that was starting to make me sick on top of that, and at times I would get dizzy and dehydrated, and so I'm not really looking forward to that either. I am starting to get a stronger sense of taste because at one point, I pretty much lost a large portion of my sense of taste, and most foods I cannot taste. And so I'm literally finally starting to be adventurous with foods because for months I could only eat the same food every day. And at times, eating was more of a chore than an actual pleasure. So I'm not looking forward to that either. Um, and so the other thing is, I've gained a lot of weight, and that's largely due to steroids and my diet as well. So I'm not able to fit any of my clothes that I was able to wear last year. So this summer I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to look like a crazy woman because nothing fits me. I actually have an interview tomorrow, and I am like, I don't even have anything to wear to the interview because I can't fit any of my suits, can't fit any of my dresses, and I'm just not happy about that. Additionally, I was talking to a couple of friends about my illness, and most of them haven't had any serious illness. And to be honest, I hadn't had any serious illness or any type of illness prior to this diagnosis the year before last. So I do understand the lack of knowledge of the severity and the vulnerability as well as instability that happens when you are going through an illness. So I am a bit forgiving, but sometimes it's also it also requires me to be very disciplined and not take a lot of things personal or be insulted or feel like someone is or to realize that, even though I feel like a comment was made and the comment was insensitive, I have to keep in mind that it's just due to a lack of information. And I said that to say that I was talking to a friend, and the friend, I was pretty much telling her all the things that I just said, and she was just like, well, you should be happy that you're still alive, and you should be happy that you're still here. And, there are people who are not here. I know people who was diagnosed and dead 3 months later, and, all of this stuff. And so, while I totally agree with her, and there are people who I know personally who started treatment at the same time that I did, and they're not here. And I've been around, so I've seen people, I've seen what cancer does, or medication, or whatever the case may be, does to the body. And I've seen quite a few people transition. So I get that, but I don't want to always have to defend my thoughts or feel like I can't be honest about what I'm thinking or how I feel about treatment. I feel like I try to be as courageous as possible by showing up, but I don't think people really realize the amount of pressure and stress and other things that comes along with having to make decisions that will ultimately affect the rest of your life or determine if you will still have a life. So that alone is a lot to carry, and that is probably one of the most pressing things, because every time that I agree or every time that I disagree with something as it relates to my health, that is definitely something that I have to own up to and accept whatever comes with it. And so I'm trying to be a little more proactive about feeling stronger and confident as I make decisions regarding the next phase of my life and treatment. And I'm also really concerned about this treatment, and if this treatment is going to just be another treatment to hold off or to stall more time, and then I'm still awaiting a bone marrow transplant or a stem cell transplant. And so, being that I've been waiting now about 8 months for a transplant is alarming and a little disheartening too. Not disheartening, a little, but it's kind of alarming that, I'm having reoccurrences, and I still don't know when I'm going to do a transplant. So I don't want to continue to do all this and then be told that I'm not able to do it, or um, whatever I'm going to be told, because I have no idea at this point. So, yeah, I just wanted to get that off my brain and share that, and encourage anyone else that may be thinking these things, that it's okay to think those things. It's okay to feel what some people may feel as silly or superficial, because I know in the long run, ultimately the goal is to get well, get healthy, and, hair and all this other stuff, nails, they all will turn back, but it's still, it's still a part of the human experience. And if you're human, that's something that you have to grow to look beyond, or not look at all. 'Cause at times I don't even look in the mirror, or I just avoid something simply because I know that my body is going through a lot of transitions. And yeah, in addition to all of that, my skin, so many breakouts, and I think a lot of the breakouts I'm having now is due to the prednisone, but there was also a lot of dryness of skin that I experienced, which was embarrassing because nothing helped. And then also because most scents really bothered me, the lotions and the things that I used would make me sick. And so it was just I have this flaky skin, and I'm afraid to put something on it because everything makes me sick. Even the unscented lotions and things of that nature, deodorants, I could smell them and they were making me sick. So it was just an interesting journey, and I'm really not looking forward to it again. So I'm going to end this because it's getting a little over the time that I like to record. So until next time, feel what you want to feel, say what you want to say, and never mind the judgment or the lack of empathy, or sometimes even the insensitive comments. They'll come. It's part of the process, and they're not always intentional. It's just part of the process. So stay strong, hang in there, and until next time, thank you.